You know that walk back to the car, the one where the silence feels wrong? Because even though the nursery door is closed, you can still hear their cry ringing in your ears. You sit in the driver's seat, hand on the key, and you just feel like the bad guy. You wonder, is he okay? Does she think I'm abandoning her? Am I doing the wrong thing by working? Now what if I told you that those tears aren't actually a sign that they dislike nursery, and they definitely aren't a sign that you're doing something wrong? In fact, as a nursery owner, when I see a child cry for their parent at the door, I actually see it as a sign of something incredibly positive. Today, I'm taking you behind the door to explain the psychology of the drop-off meltdown, why it happens even after they've been settled for months, and a 3-second rule that will make your mornings 100% easier. Because nursery drop-off tears aren't a sign of a bad nursery, they're a sign of a great bond with you. And here's why. Now, I've lived this from both sides of the gate. As a nursery owner and consultant, I stood on the side of the door holding a crying child. I've been the one giving the hugs, wiping the nose, and watching the magic happen the moment the parent car pulls away. But I'm also a father of 3, and I'll be honest with you, even with all my professional experience, I've been the one sitting in my car, staring at my phone, waiting for a settled notification because I felt like a total failure. I know the professional logic, but I also know the parent guilt. And today, I want to use both of those perspectives to help you get through the gate without the heartbreak. To fix the drop-off, we have to understand why it's happening. And it's usually one of 3 things. Firstly, the audience effect. This sounds harsh, but it's the truth. Part of the crying is a performance. I don't mean it's fake. The emotion is real, but it's targeted. You are their safe base. They aren't crying to the nursery nurse. They are communicating to you. They are saying, I love you, I prefer being with you, and I'm making sure you know that before you go. The second the audience, which is you, leaves, the need to communicate a specific message disappears. The second thing is the middle is hard. It's rarely about the nursery itself. Most children actually love it once they're in. The problem is the switch. Moving from home mode, where they are the center of your world, to nursery mode, where they are part of a group, is a huge mental gear shift. Toddlers find the middle, that doorway, incredibly difficult to navigate. And thirdly, it's a boundary test. Subconsciously, your child is checking your reaction. They're looking at your face and asking, is mum sure about this? Does dad look worried? If you look hesitant, if you linger, or if you look like you're about to cry, their brain signals, wait, if they're scared, I should definitely be terrified. Your confidence is the only thing that tells them they are safe. Now here is the nursery magic that we see every single day, but parents almost never get to witness. I call it the 3-minute rule. In 95% of cases, and I mean 95%, the crying stops before you even turn your car around and exit the car park. The moment that door closes, the staff don't just stand there. We use what we call high-value distractions. We don't ask them to sit down and be quiet. We pivot their brain. We show them the bubbles. We open a sensory bin. Or we bring out the one dinosaur they were playing with yesterday. We move them from that state of loss, you leaving, to the state of discovery, the toy appearing. By the time you're at the first set of traffic lights, your child is usually happily navigating who gets the blue tractor. The 3-minute rule is where 95% of kids stop crying at nursery before the parent has even left the car park. It's not abandonment, it's just a transition. But here are some things that don't always work. I know the heart is in the right place, but these are things parents try to do to make it easier that actually can make it 10 times harder for the child, and sometimes the staff. Firstly, the sneak out. You see a child is finally playing with the Lego. The staff member gives you the look and you creep out the door while they aren't looking. This feels easier for you in that moment because you avoid the cry, but for that child it's terrifying, especially if they're older. They turn around and their safe base has simply vanished. It can destroy their trust and make them cling even harder tomorrow because they're afraid if they blink, you'll disappear again. The next is the lingering goodbye. This is the one more hug trap. You say goodbye, they cry, so you come back for one more hug. Then you get to the gate, look back, see them still crying, and go back again. Every time you return, you will start the goodbye clock. You're teaching them that if they cry loud enough, you'll stay. And it drags out the pain for both of you. Next is the anxious face. Your child is an emotional sponge. If you're standing at the door with a trembling lip and tears in your eyes, they aren't thinking, oh, mum loves me. They're thinking, if my hero is scared of this place, I should be terrified. Even if you're crumbling inside, you have to be the confident leader at the door. So here's some tips for a good drop-off. Firstly, the 10-second script. Don't over-explain. Keep it short, factual and positive. something like, I love you, I'm going to work now. Mention something they enjoy at nursery. Like, Sarah has played ready for you and I'll be back to pick you up after tea. Then, and it's the hard part, you turn and walk away. Then there's the physical handover. If they are clinging to you, physically hand them to the staff member. This is a powerful psychological signal. It tells a child, I'm handing my most precious thing to this person because I trust them. It transfers the safety from you to the practitioner. And if you're in a car feeling sick, don't spend the next 4 hours worrying. Give it 15 minutes, then call the nursery or check the app. Ask staff, how are they? 99% of the time, they'll tell you they're currently eating and unfortunately haven't mentioned you once. That peace of mind though is worth the phone call. But the best gift you can give your child at drop-off is a confident, quick goodbye. If you look safe, they'll feel safe. But the biggest takeaway I want you to have today is this. Your child's tears at the door are a sign of a deep, healthy attachment to you. It's a massive compliment to your parenting. It means you are their world. But nursery is the place where they learn that even when you go away, you always come back. You are building their resilience, one goodbye at a time. If you're in the middle of the crying phase right now, let me know in the comments, how long does it usually take a little one to settle in? Let's share some stories and support each other, because we've all been that parent sitting in the car park. And if you're navigating nursery life, I'll be posting new videos every week to help you understand the why behind nursery life. So if you want more of this perspective, hit the subscribe button. I'm Kurt Lenya, and I'll see you on the next video. God bless.